If you think that you're ambitious but lazy to take the first step, then this video is for you. You are not lazy. You're most probably just stuck in one of 4 mental traps that ambitious people fall into all the time. The first trap is the paralysis loop. This is where fear tricks you. Most people think fear shows up as panic, sweaty palms, or a racing heart. But real fear is quieter and smarter. It takes different forms to keep you standing still while convincing yourself that you are being careful. It usually starts with overthinking. The moment you start thinking about chasing something big, a business idea, a career move, or a new project, your brain floods with doubt. What if I fail? What if people laugh? What if I lose money and have to explain it to everyone at the next family gathering? You start calculating every risk, analyzing every outcome. And before long, you've spent more time planning the move than actually making one. Now, if you manage to overcome your overthinking, fear doesn't disappear. It simply transforms as procrastination. It tells you comforting lies, like you just need more time to prepare well so that you can start well. And if you push through that, fear pulls out its final card, perfectionism, where nothing feels good enough. You tweak your website for the 5th time, you spend days researching and taking opinions without starting where you are. And by the time weeks pass, you're still stuck in the same place. By now you become more frustrated, exhausted, and blaming yourself, moving in circles. There's a brilliant quote by Steven Pressfield from The War of Art. Resistance will tell you anything to keep you from doing your work. It will lie to you like a lover. And that's what fear does here. It seduces you into thinking that not starting yet is smart. But the point of this entire video is to help you get out of this trap. When you feel like you're paralyzed, ask yourself 3 questions. Number 1, what's the cost of not doing this? If the cost of inaction is heavier than the cost of failure, just get out and do it. Number 2, ask yourself, what's the cost if I try and fail? Not the imagined disaster, the real cost. And number 3, what's one tiny step I can take right now? Not tomorrow, not after one more YouTube video, right now. Do something that takes less than 2 minutes, count down and move before your brain talks you out of it. Read 1 page, stretch for 2 minutes, write 1 sentence. And if it's something like starting a business, call 1 potential customer, ask 1 question to someone ahead of you. The size doesn't always matter, the movement does. So start messy, start scared, start small. The second trap that keeps ambitious people stuck is something I call the illusion of clarity. It's a belief that before you begin, you need to have everything figured out. You want guarantee, the map, the outcome. It might sound very logical, but this is where you fool yourself the most. Because in real life, clarity is not something you wait for, it's something you get by moving. It's like standing on a foggy road. You can't see the way ahead until you take the first step. Each step forward clears a little more of the mist, and that's how it works. As Mary Folio says, clarity comes from engagement, not thought. The more you act, the more you know. The more you move, the more path reveals itself. As we talk about clarity, you need to consider this. Sometimes, even when you work further, you won't get the clarity. That's usually because the dream was not yours. You're chasing something that isn't really yours. You want to start a business because your cousin or your friend did it, and now he drives a new car. You want to move to a new country because your ex is posting beach photos. Or you want to get fit to impress a few girls. That's not your dream, that's borrowed pressure. That's why it feels a little foggy. Deep down, a quiet voice is saying, this doesn't feel like us. This isn't what we truly want. Though it's very hard to admit, once you accept it, everything becomes lighter. And if you need to figure this out, ask yourself 2 simple questions. Number 1, what kind of a life do I actually want? Number 2, why do I want it? And remember this, the stronger your why is, the longer you stay in the race. Trap number 3 is the goal trap. We are often told from a very young age that we should set big goals and then focus on it. So do we. We set goals like start a $1 million company, write the best-selling book, get a 6-pack by summer. Not only do they look amazing on paper, they impress people when you tell them and even inspires you for a while. But here's what actually happens behind the scenes. The moment you start focusing on how big the goal is, your brain starts to panic, eventually overwhelming you. So you decide not to act now. That's what goal trap does to you. Big goals without structure are just fantasies. So how do you escape the goal trap? You stop relying on motivation and you build systems that keep you moving. Look around and adjust things that silently pull you back. Your kitchen cupboards, your wardrobe, your lighting, the convenience of your gym, even people you spend time with. Your environment will either make you or break you. Number 2, find accountability. If you don't have an accountability partner, get one. Someone who checks in, keeps you on track, and won't let you off the hook. Number 3 is routines and habits. If your habits and your routines doesn't support your goal won't matter. Build your day around action, not reaction. And number 4 is automate, delegate, and eliminate. Figure out what is urgent, what is important, and what's just noise. And then act accordingly. If it can be automated, automate it. If it's not yours to do, delegate it. And if it's pointless, eliminate it. Your system is what keeps you moving when motivation fades. It is what carries the weight when you can't. You can hustle as much as you want, but if your systems are weak, you will burn out before you arrive. And the bigger your goals are, the stronger your system needs to be. Trap number 4, the identity trap. You have faced your fears, you have found some clarity, you have even built systems that work. But if you still can't change your identity, if you don't feel like you can win, then there's no point of doing all these. And that's what makes the identity trap so dangerous. If deep down you still see yourself as the person who gives up or fails, never finishes what you started, then you failed before you started. And for most people, the self-image hasn't changed in years. You dream big, but when you asked to truly imagine yourself successful, like actually see it or believe it, you freeze. Many people fear success more than failure. But like any other topic, identity is something you build with action. Naval Ravikant once said, if you want to write a book, be the book first. So every time you say, I'll start tomorrow, and you don't, your brain learns not to trust you. But every time you say, I'll do it, and actually follow through, even in the smallest way, your brain makes a knot. And slowly something shifts. You start to believe in yourself more. So if you want to break the identity trap, show up consistently. You keep small promises to yourself, like waking up when you said you would, finishing that 5-minute workout, hitting the publish button, even if it's not perfect. Because those tiny moments are the votes for the kind of person you're becoming. Every action is a vote, and you don't need 100% of the votes to win. You just need a majority. And if you fail, you come back. Because every time you return, you reinforce the identity of someone who doesn't quit. Not someone who gets it all right, just someone who keeps showing up. That's how confidence is built. That's how identity evolves. But if you're still doubting yourself, just remember, you don't have to believe in the full version of yourself today. You just need to believe in the next step and take it. So if you're ambitious but stuck, it's not because you lack discipline or drive. In simple terms, you're just not taking action. And remember this, life is a loop of trial and error. You try, you fail, you learn, you adjust. That's how it works. Thanks for watching. See you next time.